Hello everyone, welcome to the Union Pacific Railroad Evanston Subdivision at the very beginning stages. And as you can see, there actually is no railroad built yet, but we are moved in, and it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow that we've been in our house, and I am in the unpacking stage. I wanted to take some time though today to give you an idea of where we are for the layout and what my plans are for this basement of 2,200 square feet. I did begin to unpack a lot of my equipment and put them on shelves here. And I got about half unpacked, and I realized that these shelves need to be attached to the wall. But before I can attach them to the wall, I need to put sheetrock on this wall. So I kind of stopped about halfway through. Still got a lot of shelves to fill up, and a lot of boxes to unpack. But I did get a lot of them unpacked. You can kind of see some of the stuff that's for sale. Lots and lots of Cottle Union Pacific engines, tons of ST70Ms, AC 4400s, some Fox Valley, have some scale train locomotives, some excursion steam locomotives, and then I'm going to have lots and lots of cars also available. And I have in this shelf all my HO stuff that I've been accumulating since I made the decision to switch to HO. And as you can see, I've been pretty busy. I've bought most of this stuff at Lombard Hobbies, which is here in the Chicagoland area. It's gotten to be my favorite go-to source for railroad equipment. Here are the Fast Tracks turnouts that I made. I made almost 50 total in the last 5 months that I was homeless. Whenever I had a chance, I would build a couple turnouts. The two left-hand stacks are number 8s. The right-hand stacks are number 10s. You kind of get a view of them from the side. But once I get the bench work in and laid, I'm going to be ready to lay track without having to wait to build turnouts. I do have some tank cars. Just got a bunch of auto racks here. I have 10 locomotives. And I was just at Lombard Hobbies and was able to pick up a bunch of rolling stock. Got some box cars and some tank cars and some, let's see what else we got here. Covered hoppers. So I've been quite busy shopping at Lombard Hobbies and building up a sizable collection of HO equipment. Make sure when I'm ready to go that you go to my website and buy some of this N-scale stuff. It's very important that that I have a lot of people buying stuff so that I can pay for all of this stuff. So it's going to have to kind of work together. All right, so where to begin on the layout? So if you look at the track plan, which I'll have listed in the description, I'm going to start right here with the staging yard. And before I get to that, I am going to get some sheetrock. I'm going to finish out the stairway. So I'm going to sheetrock all of this and sheetrock the doorway. So this is all going to be finished out. And then I'll also sheetrock on this side. For some reason, they thought it was important to sheetrock on the inside, so I don't have to do that. But that's going to be one of my first things, is to sheetrock all around the stairway and get that finished. And the staging yard is going to come in on this side. This will be the the west side of the staging yard, and it's going to come in between these two studs. So this stud here is going to be removed. I'll probably put a header across there because I think this is a supporting wall. But I'll remove that stud, and the staging yard is going to come through there and around, and then the throat of the staging yard will be right here. I am going to put a half wall from this stud across, so you won't be able to see the furnace. And it'll just be a half. The track's going to be 45 inches off the ground here, so it'll just be from 45 inches up to the vents, and that way if there needs to be some service on the furnace, so we can go under the layout and be able to have basically this much room to work on the furnace if there needs to be, or the water heater. Okay. Now for the walls here, I am not going to finish out all these walls. I am going to take some 1x3s and just have them run from the joist here up against the sewer pipe and then down to the floor. And I'll have a plate along the bottom that I'm going to ramjet into the floor, and then I'll nail the 1x3s to that floor plate up to the joist right up against here. I'll lose some square footage having to deal with this pipe, but I didn't want to have to mess with going around the pipe, so it's just going to be straight down, and it'll be flush. I'm going to put the 1x3s every 4 feet, and then that will basically be there for attaching the layout to the wall. I am not going to put any drywall on the exterior walls, and the reason being is that the first level will be at 45 inches, and then there'll be a backdrop, and then the second level will be at about 62 inches, and then backdrop above that. So it's basically going to be all layout, and from the 45 inches down to the floor, I'll probably have a curtain of some sort. So when the layout is up, it's going to be pretty much all layout from floor to ceiling. So I'm not going to spend time or money sheetrocking. If somebody wants to do that later after I'm dead and moved out, the layout's out, and they want to finish that out, they can just add the studs in between the 4 feet and put up sheetrock if they so desire. I'm also going to use that the 1x3s to put to run electrical boxes all around. Now, as far as the ceiling goes, I am going to paint the ceiling. I'm just going to spray paint the ceiling. I'm not going to put in a drop ceiling, not going to sheetrock. Cost wise and just time wise, I basically want to get trains running and not have to deal with doing a lot of finishing, both for expense and time. Now, this basement is huge. It's so big, it had me kind of thinking, do I really need 2 levels? But I'm going to build the first level, see how long that takes, and then build the second one if I have the ambition still. I think I will. I'm retired, so I can work on this, every day pretty much. What I'm going to do though is instead of trying to do the whole basement at once, so instead of putting the 1x3s all across the whole interior, which would be take quite a bit of time, and then rather than paint the entire ceiling, what I'm going to do is kind of work in sections and get each section complete. I think that'll be a lot more rewarding as I see the layout grow. So once I get the finish around the stairway here all done, I'm going to concentrate on this section right here. So I will concentrate on here and then all around. I think I'm going to go to this beam. So I'll run the 1x3s all along this wall, all along this wall, do everything I need to do in here. I'll paint the ceiling all along here and here, all the way, do all of this, basically do this section here. All right, and then when I get the 1x3s in and the ceiling painted, then I'll start building benchwork. And I'll build the benchwork for the staging yard first. Going to get that done first and foremost. And then come out here. This will be about where the throat will end, about right here. And then start continuing the benchwork to this corner. Go around to here. When I get the bench work done, I'll put the track in. And so when I get the all the finish work done, all the bench work in, all the track laid and wired, and some trains running at least to here, then I will move to the next section. And I will basically concentrate on this area here. I'll put in 1x3s up to about here. I'll paint the ceiling from that beam over to that beam and then also to the end here. Get that section painted. I'll put in the bench work. Okay, continue to extend the bench work all the way around according to the track plan to here. Get the track laid, get the track wired, get the trains running out to this point, and then I'll move to this section here. I'll just keep doing the same thing. Run a bunch of 1x3s, paint the ceiling, put in bench work, put in the track, wire the track, and then just keep going section by section until I get all the way around. It's going to be a big peninsula here too, and get the first level completely done. I'm going to be doing this, by the way, if you may be wondering about the floor. Probably not a good idea to do anything with the floor until it's had a chance to dry completely. I do have a humidifier that's been running, and we have a humidity level of 52%, which is actually lower than what it is upstairs, so it's really dry down here. But before I do anything with the floor, I'm going to just probably wait till winter time, see how far along I am, and then paint the floor, maybe put down carpet. Do have some rugs here we can use, but I'll take care of the floor at that time. So that's where things stand right now. I actually need to start getting this organized, unpack all these boxes. But progress will start here very shortly. I do have a deck to build outside that my wife wants done, so I actually won't be able to do too much down here for a couple weeks or so. But progress will start very soon. I hope you will continue to watch the progress on the layout as we go through. I'm very excited to actually be in the house and at the stage where we can begin construction of the Union Pacific Railroad Evanston subdivision in HO scale. Stay tuned.